Okay, well, this is Sean Perry with VintageRock.com at the 2020 NAMM show, and I'm standing here with bassist Greg Chaisson. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing great.
Now, if you don't know who Greg is, he played with a fantastic band called Badlands. You guys came out, what, in the late 80s, early 90s?
89 to about 93.
Yeah, and that included Jakey Lee and Eric Singer on drums, right? Who's now with Kiss, and then Ray Gillen on vocals.
Ray Gillen on vocals, and the second drummer was Jeff Martin.
Okay. Well, now Greg has a new record here called Kings of Dust. Tell us a little about this record.
It's very 70s hard rock sort of thing, very vibey, from the same kind of vibe that, like Zeppelin and Deep Purple, same kind of vibe that we kind of drew from when I was in Badlands. It doesn't sound like Badlands, but it has that kind of vibe. So it's pretty authentic, pretty real. Long songs and some jamming and great players. I'm pretty proud of it.
Now, who are the players on the record?
The singer's Michael Beck, who spent a couple weeks with Red Dragon Cartel when they were going through their singer phase. And then the drummer is a guy named Jimmy Taft from Phoenix. And the guitar player is a guy named Ryan McKay from Phoenix.
Fantastic. So now, is this record out now?
The official release is March 13th.
Okay.
And we've been kind of selling them on our own off of our website for now. And so far the response has been really great. And we've been moving some units.
What's that website address?
Well, right now we're just doing it off a Facebook page. So it's just Kings of Dust on Facebook.
Okay. So. And do you have plans to take this out on the road, or what do you want to do with this once it's out?
We've been talking to some people about booking shows, but all of us are kind of at the, we all have jobs part of our lives.
Sure.
So getting on a tour bus for a few months probably isn't going to happen, but 4 or 5 days here, 4 or 5 days there, some fly-in dates, some Monsters of Rock, something, or I don't know, whatever. I'm up for anything as long as it makes sense.
Sure. Now let me ask you about Badlands, which, was kind of on the cusp of greatness, it seemed to me. I mean, what are your memories of that band and what you guys achieved?
I guess the best thing I could tell you, there are a lot of times when I'd be playing live with them, and I would think to myself, wow, I'm in the best band in the world. So, I mean, Jake's my favorite guitar player of all time. I love his writing style as well. Ray, best singer of his generation. And the two drummers, Eric and Jeff, were both great drummers, different in their own way, but both interpreted the material really well. And we had a lot of freedom to kind of do what we want, and probably to our own detriment, because we really didn't care about how many records we sold or whether it was commercial or anything like that. We just kind of wrote what we wrote. Jake wrote what he did, and we added to what we could to it. And, we ended up, I'm really proud of the 3 records. Like I said, Jake's my favorite guitar player. He's my favorite writer. So I don't have really any bad memories of it at all. I wish I had paid more attention. If I'd known it was going to be that great, I would have paid more attention. So.
Now, did the band end when Ray Gillen passed away, or what happened with the band?
Actually, Ray, we kind of parted company with Ray, probably short-sightedly. Okay. And we went through a couple of other singers, and it didn't really work out. It was really hard to replace Ray. And at the time, the whole 90s thing was happening, so we were kind of fighting the Nirvana, Pearl Jam sort of thing.
Sure.
And record companies we were looking for a new deal. We'd left Atlantic, and record companies just weren't really that interested in hearing what we had to say at that point, much like a lot of our contemporaries from that time. Right. Record deals were done and people weren't interested. Now all of a sudden they're interested again, except there's no record companies. Right. Go figure.
Well, is there any unreleased music you guys could put out, or is there unfinished business here?
There is, but it's up to Jake. Whatever he wants to do, he has control. He wrote 95, I'm probably being conservative, 95% of the material, and it's kind of up to him. I'm kind of good with whatever he wants to do. I spent some time in Red Dragon Cartel with him.
Oh, you did?
And we talked about, what the future might hold, but we kind of I ended up getting cancer, so I had to leave his band and take care of all my treatment, and we haven't really discussed anything, from that perspective.
Okay. Are you okay now?
I'm okay.
Good.
I'm okay. I'm okay, and like I said, Kings of Dust thing really fills the gap for me, and I write 95% of that material, so I'm pretty happy with it. And hopefully people will pick it up and catch the wave. And if you like 70s kind of classic style hard rock, you'll probably like it.
Okay. And so here at NAMM, you talking to anybody about gear, or what are you doing here at NAMM?
I run a guitar store in Phoenix, which is where I live. And so I come to kind of just check out people. I have friends that are in the industry, so I'll come, and it's what I'm here at Gibson for my friend Doug, who just probably took off somewhere. And then this is kind of old home week for me when I'm here. I know a lot of people from living here. We lived here for 13, 15 years, something like that.
Sure.
So there's a lot of people that I just kind of run into and, hey, what's up, and that sort of thing. So I enjoy NAMM.
Okay. Well, Greg, great to talk to you. Great to meet you. We look forward to hearing the record.
Cool. Thanks for having me out here.
Kings of Dust, everybody. We'll keep an eye out for that.
All righty.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
And best of luck with everything.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Well, this is Sean Perry with VintageRock.com here at the 2020 NAMM show. And we're here at Gibson with Greg Chaisson and bidding you goodwill.